Hey everybody, Brian the Wild Armenian Rat Ride Carport Builder Mechanic, whatever you want to call me, you know. Don't call me late for lunch. There you go. Hey, good morning. Wonderful morning. And I have this problem since I've been retired. It's hard to get me motivated. A couple of coffees, sit around, ponder thoughts in my head. But I did turn the sprinkler on and water the garden. So that's my chore every morning. And not unless the good Lord provides rain for us, and I don't have to do that. So, that's another thing too. I watch the weather report and I'm finding what's more healthier for me is instead of getting into the politics of the day and, finding out what kind of crazy things are happening with the president and the Congress and the Senate and all that. I just watch the weather report, and I used to be mad at the weatherman. I'm now no longer mad at the weatherman. I used to call him fake weather reports, and no longer do that. And I appreciate the weatherman today or the weatherwoman, and it's especially being retired. It's like their forecast for the weekend is rain. And that used to aggravate me so bad. It'd rain all weekend, or mess up the weekend, wouldn't be sunny or whatever. And then Monday morning, go back to work. Guess what? Sun shining, the birds are chirping, and I would be, it would make me mad. It really would, and today I go, let it rain, baby, let it rain. And I don't mean to be mean or being, to the folks who are still out there working. It's just the way it goes sometimes. And God bless you, just struggle through it and trudge through it. How about that? And enjoy the ride as you can. I mean, there's things you can do when it's raining. Anyway, I don't mean to go off on the tangent about the rain and the weather. Sorry about that. My last video I just put out there, it's probably downloading now as we speak. And I was talking about cars and being retired, and the mechanic I used to have worked for me at the shop. He would say that, they'd come up to when he worked at the dealership, GM dealership, people getting ready to retire, they'd say, well, this is going to be my last car, and in other words, they're going to keep it forever. Well, depending on how long you're going to live, it's just like everybody else talks about an investment, get your 401ks, you want to invest enough money to maintain your life. You don't know how I can't even talk right. How long you're going to live right. Live long, excuse me. And, you might, the men in my family go around the age of 70, 71. It seems like it, or earlier too. But, and maybe I'll live until I'm 85. Like my mom is 97 years old, will be 97 next week. And I may have that gene in me, and I could live until I'm 100. And I don't think anybody wants to be on the road when I'm 100 years old. I don't know. Yeah, I don't probably want to be on the road then. But, it's like, so if you're 60, let's say I'm 65, and I said to that guy, Tom, that was the mechanic, and I said, okay, Tom, I'm going to buy my last car. Well, if I live another 25 years, cars, last, generally speaking, 10 years, if you treat them right, maintain them, change oil like I'm doing on the old Nissan here, and use good Mobil 1 oil, synthetic, and I'm not plugging Mobil 1, by all means. I don't get paid, or I don't have a friend in the business. I just use it. It's good oil. And I look around and get sale on it, whoever's selling it. A lot of times you can get you get up to 5 quarts and an oil filter. But on this particular Nissan, though, I spend a little bit more money, and I go to Nissan and buy the oil filter. I don't buy their oil. I use the good, like I said, Mobil. And I'm just been doing that. I like Napa Wicks. Wicks filters are really good oil filters, and they're okay. And which is weird is I found that the Nissan filter is the same price is if I went to a regular auto parts store, even sometimes Walmart, they have top of the line filters, different name brands and all, and they're kind of close to price, So the dealer is kind of right in there with it. So if I might spend a couple of bucks, so be it. It's worth it to me, and The car's warranty's out on this thing anyway, and that's another reason why I used their filter. If we had an issue with the warranty, I well document everything, and that way I can say, well, you used your oil filter, something went wrong with the motor or whatever, but never did. But I'm going to keep using it, and the old girl's got 30,000 miles. That's all it's on this car. The wife, she don't drive much, just work, and she works a couple of days a week, and that's about it. She messes with her pottery and her artwork, and and she enjoys it. And so she don't go much nowhere. The big problem too, when you say that, like that guy said that to me, the mechanic. Yeah, so if I live until I'm 80, you know, well, hell, that car's 20 years old. Now I'm going to go buy another car. I'm 80 years old. And I know a lot of old folks that do that, and that's okay. They can afford to do it, and well, if they can, some have to do it, and I got that too, and that's all right. But here's the thing: motorhomes. I know people, they're a big expense, motorhomes, and they go traveling across the country. That's great, but a lot of people take a motorhome. They go out for a month or so, a couple of months, and then they stay home the whole year. What's bad about that? Okay, and I know you got critters that get in mice. I love wiring. Squirrels can get in there and start chewing away. Water leaks, just like the car. We had mice a few years ago. Did havoc on the wiring harness on this thing. I had to fix it. So if you got a car, and depending on where you live at, in my area we have problem. Maybe in your area you don't. But field mice and rats, they have a tendency to like wiring harness. And what I have done is well, on my hot rods and all, I've kept the hoods off of it or popped open because for some reason having a hood open, if you're not driving a car for any period of time, keeps the critters away. Um, but what's bad about that, if you got debris and stuff flying through, the wind carries leaves and the clouds. So that's not really a good idea, not unless you're going to stay on top of it. Another thing too, you can use mothballs. And put mothballs. After that I put mothballs all around inside the hood and the compartment and little cracks and everything, and that deters them. There's some also repellent you can buy. I don't know if you can get it at Walmart, but some not garden stores, but like we got a place called Seminole. It's the feed and for horses and animals and that kind of stuff. They happen to have it. I think some like True Values and stores like that have it. Home and garden places maybe. Lowe's may have it also. You can spray around, but you got to keep up with it. You just got to keep up with it. So I've seen a lot of cars get destroyed and they have low mileage. Like this one, 30,000, 50,000, and the wiring harness would get chewed up and the car had actually burned down. I mean, I've seen some horror stories. Another thing I've seen too, I had some customers of mine when I had my shop back in the day. They had a Thunderbird, really nice Ford Thunderbird, clean. I mean, shoes. I think it had 15,000 on miles on the odometer. And what happened is a rodent got under the dash and died. Oh Lord, that was horrible. I couldn't. I felt so bad. I could not stand to do it. I mean, I really couldn't. I don't know where it happened. They got mad at me. They never came back to me about it. But I'm sorry, I couldn't do it. The stench was really bad. So that can happen too. So on cars, if you're getting in retirement, it's service. Keep up with your automobiles. Do that, of course, naturally. Change your oil. If you can't change, I'm blessed. I can change my own oil and work on stuff. But if you can't, it's always best to find a reputable mechanic. Some franchise places, I don't know. I don't want to talk bad about anybody or business, but it's always good to get a word of mouth. If you live in a community, a retirement community, or if you have friends, ask them, hey, where do you get your car? And kind of taking get feel out, because if you got a good friend of yours or somebody acquaintance in your community, and they say, "Oh, I like this guy, this mechanic, he's really good," then that's a good source to go with. Another thing too, there's a couple of good shops in my town, my area. I know these guys, and I always tell people, they always say, "Hey, you know who a good mechanic is?" I know this guy and that guy, but let me tell you something, they're expensive. All right, that's what I'll tell them. Sometimes they're more expensive than the dealer, believe it or not. But you know what? When you get your work done, you get it done. They don't take advantage of you. You pay for the service that needs to be done. Some of these places that advertise good deals and on your, hey, you can get this and that, and we're going to give you a free oil change. Nothing's free. This oil right here at Walmart, geez, over $30. And the filter, I think Nissan was, I can't remember. I think it was over $10. So $10, maybe $11. But there you go. You got 40 some odd dollars in filter and oil. And they're going to give you an oil change for $10 or $5 or free. Nah, yeah, no. They wouldn't stay in business long. Way prices on real estate and taxes and workman's comp. There's no way. Do the math. They would not stay in business. So they're going to get you. I've had horror stories and where the engine was running rough and the guy said, "Well, you need a whole engine job." Told the customer, this one shop, and they gave him a price of $4,500, and he brought it to me, and all it was a vacuum hose off. I charged a guy $15. He gave me 25 for tip. And so that was a lot cheaper than what that shop wanted to do to him. Oh yeah, and a lot of, you got to watch the shops or the franchises that have the cute little commercials and stuff like that, and they're funny and ha ha ha. Those commercials, they play big actors and they pay a lot of money. So beware, And there's some good franchise stores. There's one, a tire store that they are a franchise, but I happen to know the guys there, and of course they got to go by their corporation rules. You got to keep that in mind. But I will let them do my tires, and so that's it. Just be mindful and be proactive on taking care of your car, because cars are definitely a big investment, and it really stinks when you have to go buy one or pay big money to get it fixed. And that's with the young folks too. I know cars are very expensive, so the last thing you want to do is neglect it. So with that, y'all, hey, I hope you got something out of this video, and I wish I could get this down, this tripod. For some reason, I have a hard time. I think I start drifting away from the camera. I think that's my problem. So sorry about that if I'm making you guys dizzy. I'm not trying to do that purposely. It's just one day maybe I'll learn how to use this tripod a little better, I guess. And the odd thing about it, it just stands. Hey, you know what? Please like and subscribe to my channel, and ring the notice bell somewhere. It's there, and when my videos come out, and share it with a friend. Please give me a like, and you know what, y'all? Please take care of yourself. You're important today. God bless you.